5.6 FM in Peter Maritzburg. Now, as being somebody who works in the education field as an educator, right? I'm sure you've heard this previously, where parents come through and they want their kids' report at the end of the year, but you hear that the school is now not giving that report. And the school citing different reasons, like you haven't paid up your school fees.
Yeah, it happens very often, unfortunately.
I see this on social media all the time. We get people coming through and asking questions all the time. My son's school, my daughter's school says that they can't get the school reports because of non-payment of school fees and stuff like that. So the basic question that we are asking is, can schools withhold your child's progress report, because you've not paid your school fees? Now, we're going live on Facebook and on YouTube on this one here really quickly. We're getting our attorney, Brother Altaaf Raoof, on screen as well. He's on his way to court at the moment. We just made him pull over on the side of the road. So today we're going to speak about an issue that pops up at the end of every school year. There's always a debate about it, and there's always people seeking advice on it. It is the end of the year now, and coming with the end of the year is school reports. So kids have been at school the entire year. They've worked really hard. Sometimes there's an outstanding amount of school fees, and the school withholds the report. The question is, can schools do this? Assalamu alaikum, Altaaf Raoof. Welcome. So his screen is frozen. You. I don't know whether he's driving down south, somewhere where it's very, very rainy and cloudy and cold. Maybe it's snowing. I don't know. But we'll try and get him on a phone line at the very least. Try and call him up, see if we can get that answer to the question. Altaaf, salamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So the video froze, but we got you on audio. Question again is, are schools allowed to withhold the school report? Oh, by the way, salamu alaikum, welcome.
Walaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum to listeners.
So tell us, can schools do this? What's the story in a nutshell?
Okay, so we're going to talk primarily in the context of public schools, because majority of school-going people in South Africa are in the public school system.
Correct.
The simple answer would be no. It's completely not allowed. You are not allowed to withhold reports for any reason, be it outstanding fees, outstanding textbooks.
Yeah.
And sometimes the textbook gets lost and the school tells you, listen, the textbook costed 500 Rand, you need to pay that money. Even if that's the case, you're not allowed to withhold the reports from the children. The withholding of these reports, which is often a tactic used to force the payment of these fees, is not allowed and is completely illegal.
What sort of recourse would a school have in such a scenario?
The schools have the same recourse avenues as anybody else when it comes to these outstanding debts. I mean, you issue a letter of demand, you issue a summons, you go to the whole normal civil collection procedure. So that is the most appropriate remedy when it comes to collecting the outstanding fees. Now, I say this, as sort of maybe a bit of a veiled warning. That to me, withholding of reports constitutes a violation of the child's right to education. Because if you don't have the reports, how can you progress on to the next year? We have this Bill of Rights that's contained in our constitution that contains these rights that cannot be violated. And one of those inherent rights that everybody has is the right to free basic education. Now, the word free is part of that right.
Exactly. Now, that being said, education is not free. There is a fee that is attached to education, in from grade R, if not before, all the way through university, etc. What if, in a school context, what if the parent simply cannot afford the fees?
Okay, so if you cannot afford fees, you have the no fee schools,
Mm-hmm.
which should be your first option.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're not going to one of the no fee schools, virtually every school has somebody called the school bursar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This person handles the school finances, and often they also handle, let's call them scholarships or
Yeah.
bursaries or whatever you want to call them, some sort of financial assistance. If you are in this position where you anticipate that by the end of this year I will not be able to pay the school fees,
Yeah.
approach the school bursar, approach the finance department as a matter of urgency so that you can apply for these assistances. You can, provide them the necessary documentation, fill in the necessary forms, and you can sort it out before the end of the year. Don't wait until it's the last minute. It's the end of the year. You now need the report. You can't get the report. Sort it out as soon as you can.
So let's say the reports are withheld. What should a parent then do?
So, I always advocate for firstly trying to resolve things internally.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Go to the school, say to them, listen, I know I'm owing the fees. I'll sign an admission of debt or whatever it is. The fees will be sorted out. Please give me the report. If they still don't give you the report after all of that, you should then contact the Department of Education district office, because you have like you have municipalities, you have districts, and every school falls under a district. So contact your district office and inform them, listen, this is the school that my child goes to. These are our details, and the child's report has been withheld for this reason. Can we please have your assistance?
Absolutely.
And the school district office will then get involved and attempt to have the report released.
What if that doesn't work? What do you do then?
If that doesn't work your way up the line. I mean, go up to your provincial education department, go up to the national education department if you have to. Keep on escalating it higher and higher and higher. You'll get somebody who's going to listen and who's going to tell these guys, hey, what's wrong with you? Please give the report over.
Now, does the same concept apply to private schools?
Look, private schools are a bit different. Remember, you've chosen to take your child and put your child in a private school. You've essentially got this contract now between you and the private school. That's out of the realm of the public school system. You can try it. You may get some level of assistance. But to my knowledge, the private schools are not forced to hand over those reports until the school fees are paid. In fact, there was a recent case that came out last week where the court actually granted permission to a private school to not renew the admission of a child because school fees had not been paid for a number of years.
I think at the end of the day, that's a private business, and that's quite possibly why.
Correct. It's a private school is run as a business. It's not run as a public institution. And a business has certain objectives. So, if you can't afford to be in a private school, you shouldn't be there.
Okay, really quickly before we go, I know time's up and you're busy. Somebody listening in right now is in this predicament where the school is refusing to hand over the child's report. Immediately after this program, what should they do?
So the first thing they should do immediately after this program is get hold of the Department of Education district office. Head over to the Department of Education website, look for the contact details. You should find the contact details for the district officers. Get hold of your relevant district office, inform them of what's going on, and seek their assistance.
How's this message here from a listener? Says, Some children don't get their reports because they didn't buy a ream of paper. You either buy the paper or give the money for the paper. We had to pay 50 Rand for the paper.
No, like I said, I'm honestly of the opinion that shouldn't be happening.
Yes.
Get hold of the district office, lay the complaint, and lay a formal complaint actually,
Yes.
and let the school and let the principal face the necessary action.
Absolutely. Altaaf, how do our listeners get a hold of you?
You can drop me an email. My email address is altaaf@raooflaw. That's here today. I'll give it to you again. altaaf@raooflaw. That's here today.
Thank you very much. Drive safe, Altaaf. Raoof.
As always.
Wa alaikum salam.
It's quite scary.
It is. It's also quite illegal.
The children, again, have to face a condition that is beyond their control.
Yeah. And the child is not responsible for their own school fees.
Absolutely.
When will school governing bodies, school managers, principals, you're a manager anyway. When will SGBs and management of the school realize that punishing a child for something that is not within their control is wrong?
Look, I understand that there are genuinely, and I've seen this firsthand, parents that abuse the system unconditionally. But again, that is the parent.
Yeah.
I've been in a recent situation where I've watched a child bring 2 lunchboxes a day, 40 Rand easily per day.
Right.
And his dad was never able to come to parent meetings during the year because he worked very well. He worked day shifts and night shift. Busy guy. So, essentially never, in his words, had the time.
Yeah.
Comes to school at the end of the year and says, I'm so sorry, I can't pay any fees because I'm unemployed.
Maybe he just lost his job.
I've been unemployed. I haven't worked for 3 years. So children are honest, they're truthful, and they're innocent. But again, it's not the fault of the child.
So if you as a teacher, as an administrator, as somebody in management at a school, if there's a problem with the parent, I'm urging you, don't take it out on the child.
Absolutely.
Right? I'm sure you guys schools have lawyers, this, that, and the other through the department, whatever you can do. Take it on with the parent. Let the child progress in life. It is not you that was put on this earth to hold a child back. Right?
And that's
Just
what you're
stop being
doing.
like that, man.
You not releasing the report.
Yeah.
Is not stopping the parent.
Time to go by.
Be the best version of you.
Sorry for her screaming at you on that one there. We'll tell her how to use a mic tomorrow. That's it for the show. Do good, be good till tomorrow.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG